Okay, so let's talk about this car, guys. So welcome to my channel, by the way. I want to tell you that the reason you should buy this specific car is that the car is so small that this is actually considered a motorcycle, which means that you drive way cheaper. Let's say that the road is let's say you go to work and you have to drive from a bridge, or in many countries they have payment roads where you have to pay money to drive on the road. I'm talking about the road where you're walking in, you're paying money and you drive. So this one would be half price. So this one would be about 500, whereas a normal car would be 1,000. And the reason why this car is so attractive is that you can sell this car so easy if you don't even need it anymore, because the car is so attractive because of this. So the buyer just wanted the, like, let's say somebody gets a new job tomorrow and he needs to drive a lot, and when he drive a long distance, he gets extra money from the government. He gets tax from the gas because he has a lot of kilometers to work. And second of all, because that this car is considered a motorcycle, this is actually very, very attractive to sell again. So when you don't need the car anymore, you can actually sell it and retain the value. Right now, because of there is inflation in Europe with the Russian war, which means that the gasoline prices are very high, I can actually make money on this if I want to. So let's say that I buy this car for $2,500. I can even sell it for more if I'm interested in that, as long as I find a car in good condition. When it comes to these cars, it's very important that you buy one with low mileage, as I'm going to show you right now. If you have a road where you have to pay money to drive through the road, or a large bridge that you have to pay money to drive on this bridge or payment road, you're definitely gonna have this car, because one, it's very, 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 very economical. It is the most economical engine in the world. Even this one beats even newer cars and hybrids and whatnot, all those new models with diesel engines. This one kills all of them, because the engineering behind this small engine in the back of this car is so economical that the new standards cannot even live up to that. And here I'm gonna tell you why. Because the 3-cylinder car with this, and the weight of this car, because this is a very small car, so the weight is not so much. I think this car is around 800 kilos, 700-800 kilos, and with you inside it's around 900. So estimated 100 kilo weight with you and your luggage and groceries and gas. So, and also so this one is gonna be half price for you. If it was a bigger car with 4 doors, this one is gonna be you half price. So let's say you pay $1,000 every month for driving this car on your road. Here we have a 3-cylinder 0.8 engine size Smart Fortwo 2010 model, and we have a semi-automatic gearbox, which means that we have to shift the car itself. 2 normal sized people like me, maybe a little overweight. I'm 100 kilo, so I'm not the skinniest person either. I wouldn't buy this car if that I was 2 meter, more than 2 meter. And also the thing with this manual stick is that it doesn't have a clutch, which means that my foot here is actually just resting, but the gear shifter here is just up or down. There is no changing gears. Okay, so guys, as you guys can see here, the mileage for this car is 186,733, and what you can see here is the gas down here, and this doesn't matter. This is just a clock, this is temperature. If you are a big person, this car is not good for you. My foot is always hitting here. I'm 180 centimeters and I can just be here. If you're over 2 meter, I wouldn't buy this car, because this car is very, very small inside, but it can fit 2 people. It's a nice car, but it's small, and The reason I would buy this car is when I have a long distance for work, or when I have payment roads, because when you have payment roads, this is the cheapest option you can get for a car. And the steering is not heavy, and it's a nice car. A system, so that's nice, and we have plenty of space in the back as well. What I want to tell you is when you have this car is that it actually is the cheapest car to drive on payment roads. So if you have a road where you have to pay money or a bridge, then this car is perfect, because this car is actually the same car as a motorcycle price. So normally when you're crossing a bridge or a payment road, motorcycles are the vehicles that have the cheapest entrance fee. So which means that if this car is cost $100, for a motorcycle it's only $50. But this car is so small that it's considered a motorcycle. So the actual reason for buying this car is if you have payment roads and if you have a very long distance to your work or home, I would definitely recommend this car. But something that I want to show you about this car, which I will make you aware of, is that whenever you're gonna buy a car like this, is that you're going to look at the mileage. So what the mileage means, I'm gonna show you right now. The mileage means how long, how many kilometers, how many miles the car has been doing. So I'm sorry about the noise. So if the car has been doing more than 100,000 kilometers, I would actually say it's okay. But once the car has been crossing more than 150,000 kilometers, I would start to be concerned. The reason why this car wasn't working was that the clutch was actually not good, and there was some turbo hoses, some oil lines in the engine in the back, which was actually broken. So that's why the car wasn't working before, and that's because this car has been driven a lot. So the reason why this car has been driven a lot is that this car has been driven a lot for work. So I just put it in neutral, and here we have the fans, because that the mileage was very high and there was some things that need to be fixed at the mechanic. So I just want to make you aware about why this car was not the greatest car when I first bought this car. So it's not Mercedes that's made a bad car. It's a nice car, and I really like the space in the behind. I mean, it can fit most of my stuff. I'm gonna show you all the features now. So here we have the lighting here. So this is basically just the lights in the front, the lighting in the front. Very important detail is that this car, it should have an AC model, which is gonna be this button or this button. And when you're looking for a car like this, I would definitely look for the AC. I wouldn't buy this car if it didn't have AC, because when it turns very hot outside or very cold outside, it's gonna be an issue, because you're gonna need cold air and you're gonna need cold air in the summertime, and you're gonna need warm air in the winter time or when it's cold. And this system here isn't so great, so I tried to put it on the blue one, but it doesn't give me any cold air. And when I pull it in the red, the engine is using a lot of energy to get warm air out to me. And what I want to show you about this screen, and here we have the locking system. So here we have the warning lights, and here we have the shifter. So what you basically do is that you just pull it here. Now it's in the first, and you pull up, and the car is putting the gears down itself once you're at a red light. So, and this screen I want to show you is that this is an aftermarket screen, but don't be too attracted by this, because I mean, it's nice, it's Bluetooth, but this screen needs Wi-Fi from your phone to make the navigation system work. And when you want to have a navigation system, I would recommend that you look for a car that already have a navigation system. For example, a Volkswagen, any kind of Volkswagen model with extra equipment. When they have a screen like this, most of them, they also have navigation. Or you can just use the navigation from your phone. Make sure that your phone is updated to the latest version. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, because the reason I make these videos is so that you can buy a car without making a mistake and actually making a pretty good investment.